The first thing to say is that the United Kingdom government very much welcomed the peace plan announced by President Poroshenko on Friday, very much welcomed the ceasefire that President Poroshenko announced then. And clearly, as representatives of our government made clear at yesterday's European Union Foreign Affairs Council meeting, clearly we think this is an important opportunity. It's an important step taken by President Poroshenko and his administration, creating a new opportunity, a new situation in which the parties can sit down and talk about constructive ways forward. And of course, we welcome the fact that there has been indeed, since the announcement of the ceasefire, there has been a further session of talks between the parties to conflict in the east of the country. And we do feel it is important that all parties should engage constructively on looking positively for a peaceful way forward from the situation that now exists. But that, when we say in the British government, when we say all parties, we very much include our firm assumption that that includes the Russian Federation, that includes Russia taking its responsibility and Russia engaging constructively in the effort to find a peaceful and consensual way forward on what is going on. Now, the meeting of European Union foreign ministers yesterday was their first chance to get together and to discuss the implications of the peace plan and ceasefire, to express their support for the peace plan and ceasefire, which they did in the published conclusions from the Foreign Affairs Council, which I'm sure all of you have seen. It was also their first opportunity to hear directly from the new Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Pavlo Klimkin. And it was also their opportunity in the conclusions that they emitted from the Foreign Affairs Council to remind the world, remind their publics of, in a sense, where we started in enunciating the European Union position on this, and to remind that in response to the Russian acts of aggression and the illegal annexation of Crimea, and following that, in response to evidence of continuing Russian efforts to destabilize the situation in Ukraine, that European leaders, European Union leaders, had made it clear that what they expected to see from Russia was positive action on de-escalation and an end to actions which destabilize the situation. Very much consistent with that, the Foreign Affairs Council, in its conclusions yesterday, called on Russia to use its influence on separatists, to encourage them to lay down their arms. It also called on Russia to stop the flow of illegal militants and weapons across the border. It made very clear that the governments of the European Union regard this very much as a responsibility, as a duty that lies on Russia. Again, as I mentioned, to take positive action to de-escalate. And to stop destabilizing action. And there was a repeated signal in the Council conclusions that work on the sanctions dimension, that work on sanctions continues. And in the words of the conclusions, they made very clear that further steps can be taken, I'm quoting, further steps can be taken should events in eastern Ukraine so require. So there is a very clear message there that says this is an opportunity. But if the opportunity is not taken by all parties concerned, and if responsibility is not accepted, then that process of going further into sanctions measures, that process will continue.